Hello and happy Friday. Welcome to my 30 Days of Art video series. Today is episode 7 and the drawing is titled Blush. As usual, I will have the original available in my shop at happyd-artist.com. So let's get started with some materials. I have these 3 Prismacolor Col-Erase pencils. By the way, all the names of the colors will be in the description below. This funky little SpongeBob eraser. This white Uniball Signo gel pen for highlights. This white charcoal pencil, also for highlights. This really plain mechanical pencil. This Blick Studio brush marker in light Periwinkle. And this Pilot Pocket brush pen. So before I start talking about the drawing and today's topic of discussion, I just wanted to give you guys a quick update as to what I'm working on. I know that originally I had been aiming for a schedule of uploading a video every other weekday, so that's about 3 or 4 videos a week. But lately I've been so busy with a bunch of gallery shows and commissions and basically doing a lot of oil painting work. I think I've been juggling maybe 5 or 6 oil paintings at once these last few weeks, so it's really taken up most of my time and my attention. Of course, I don't ever want to neglect my YouTube channel, and I love making these videos, and honestly just doing these illustrations is a really good break, and it helps me reset and actually do better on my oil paintings. I just wanted to kind of let you guys know that I am looking at a pretty busy year, and I might not be able to upload as frequently as I had originally hoped, but I will definitely still upload at least once every week, just because, you know, I think it's a really good habit to abide by. Anyways, thank you all for kind of bearing with me and being so supportive and leaving me such sweet, encouraging comments on days that I feel really tired. Like yesterday, I filmed this video until like pretty much 1 a.m. I was so tired, I was thinking like, okay, Friday's coming up, I haven't uploaded in a week, and maybe this week I'll just take a break. But then upon reading your comments, it just gave me this new like source of energy, and I all of a sudden was really pumped and excited to film something. So thank you all, and you know, thank you to everyone who's left me a lot of really insightful questions as well. Today I'm going to answer a question that I get all the time. I know for every video I usually answer questions that I get all the time, but this question I literally get like on a daily basis, and that is kind of, what is the meaning behind my work, or where does my inspiration come from, and what inspires me, what story am I trying to tell? I'm just going to share with you guys my own approach to finding meaning or adding a story to my pieces, and hopefully this will help you on your journey as well. I like to start off by saying there's many different types of inspiration out there, and many different types of artists. Each artist finds inspiration from different sources. A common one that people tend to assume or tend to default to is finding inspiration in your day-to-day life, meaning like if you've lived somewhere, if you've traveled somewhere, if you're interested in a certain type of art or music, or the way, you know, an era in history dressed. And drawing from your personal interests and personal experiences can be a great source of inspiration because it's so close to your heart and you're familiar with it and you have a genuine interest in it. For me, interestingly enough, my work is not a literal translation of my actual life, meaning the stories I'm trying to tell are not actually that personal. I mean, they are personal because I created them, but I almost want, I prioritize my work making my audience feel a certain way. Like, to me, the most special part of sharing my work is not to tell my own story, but to give my viewers an opportunity to hear their stories. So think of my paintings as a mirror or a lens, if you will. And I actually love it when every person can have a slightly different interpretation of each piece. So that's why in my work, I never try to make the story or the theme too obvious, meaning like there's always kind of a little nebulous mystery about it, and people can basically label it their own way or view it with the lens of their own life. And I just love hearing people's interpretation of my work. So it's hard for me to answer this question when people ask me what is the meaning behind this piece, because honestly there is no one specific literal meaning to any of my pieces. The way that my brain works when I create a painting or a drawing is I seem to have a lot of little tidbits of ideas floating around in like the bowels of my brain. It's almost like I just have a reservoir of random motifs and symbols, and I think where they come from in my guess is that they're remnants of my dreams, because I also happen to remember a lot of my dreams very vividly, and I think subconsciously my brain stores a lot of things that I see in my dreams. So even if I don't remember it long term, it's always there, and they just kind of pop up randomly throughout the day. So when people ask me how I find my ideas, I always tell them, well, I don't think I find my ideas. I think my ideas find me. And whenever an idea pops into my head, I just go with it. Like, I basically sit down immediately. I drop whatever I'm doing and I sketch it out, or I write it out, and then I build upon that initial seed and let it grow with a life of its own. So I don't know, in my way of putting it is basically like I let the idea grow in an alternate dimension outside of our physical world. I try to treat it as if it's in a world without any limitations, without gravity, without physics, and just see where it decides to go. And I'm merely an instrument to translate that idea onto paper, but I don't ever try to tell a story as the narrator. I don't know if any of this is making any sense. If it doesn't, I'm really sorry. I know that I'm getting really philosophical here, but this is genuinely how I approach my work. I'm also never trying to convey any one emotion. Like, I don't ever want people to look at the girls I paint and think, oh, this girl is sad, or this girl's really happy. I try to introduce almost like a dichotomy of emotions. I want it to be open to interpretation. So that's why a lot of my expressions on my women are neutral and slightly intriguing, because I want the viewer to tell their own story by seeing my work. And I think that, to me, is what gives artwork life, and that's what makes art, in my opinion, such an immortal craft, is that by having the artwork seen and reacted to and shared, it does take on a life of its own. It does leave its own legacy, because in the eyes of each new viewer, it becomes like a new memory. It becomes an imprint in their lives. So yeah, I hope I did a good job explaining this to you guys. I'm really sorry for those of you out there who are confused. I tend to get a little philosophical at times and get carried away, but to me this is all part of the fun of being an artist and creating your own little worlds and little characters. So yeah, as usual, the real-time version of this video, which is over an hour and a half long, will be up on my Patreon at patreon.com/happydartist. I will catch you guys in my next video, and have a wonderful weekend. Bye!